Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing some thoughts on the DC Comics trade paperback Superman: Return to Krypton. Published within issues of Action Comics, Adventures of Superman, Superman, and Superman the Man of Steel comics between 2001 and 2002, respectively, with this collected trade volume being published as number 6 in the line in 2004. Featuring written and artistic talents too many to name, as it were, Return to Krypton offers Kal-El something he's always desired, the ability to connect on a very real level with the planet of his birth. Though it would be perhaps easy to suggest that all is not entirely what it seems to be, as his first encounter with his homeworld comes with the crash of a vehicle not all too dissimilar from the one that carried him from that doomed world to ours, his adopted home. Through its matrices does Superman connect with a vision of his father Jor-El that is at first akin to the post-crisis John Byrne style, but morphs from that stoic and resolved form into a cape and symbol-wearing, more light-hearted version. This after being aided by the likes of Professor Emil Hamilton and Steel John Henry Irons in interfacing with a crystal that this new ship carried to Earth. This first attempt at connecting to his roots goes up quite literally in a ball of smoke, however, not too long into it. But Hamilton promises that a faint signal from the Phantom Zone might allow for a more physical and much longer visit to Krypton once more. In seeking her advice on the matter, Superman inadvertently trips the reporter's curiosity in his wife Lois Lane, and they two resolve to make the journey to this purported Krypton together. And what begins very aptly described by Lois as a back-to-the-future-esque reconnecting with his parents as younger folks escalates to Superman's death-defying saving of the entire planet Krypton. However, at every turn, he and Lois remind themselves that it's possible this Krypton is only a figment of their imaginations, despite all signs that it is very real indeed. And what is certainly real-seeming is the backlash that accrues from the Kryptonian Council's detection of an alien presence on their world, and the scientist Jor-El's heresy in constructing both a vehicle that could break Krypton's orbit and a cloning-based birthing matrix. General Zod leads the charge against the would-be heroes, with minions Kru-El and his wife Faora in tow, and the result is the eradication of Zod at Jor-El's hand. While fulfilling a prophecy as they make their escape, donning the mythic guises of Nightwing and Flamebird, Clark and Lois just barely return to Earth, not quite sure if what they've experienced is the least bit real. And almost as if in answer to that, in Part 2 of the Return to Krypton saga, Jor-El comes crashing to Earth through a portal of his own invention, seeking further aid from his superpowered son. All the while taking in the awe and wonder of the planet Earth, Jor-El too becomes imbued with his son's miraculous powers, and the two venture back to Krypton through an alternate portal. In the wake of this Krypton's survival from natural calamity, a calamity of the species has erupted instead, in the form of a civil and religion-based war, with worshippers of the Kryptonian god Ra taking up the charge to rid the world of the unclean and heathenistic science that fuels it. Kal-El finds that his father has made some unlikely allies, in the form of Kru-El and Faora, respectively, who are only shirking their differences for a time, all the while Jor-El promises to use his cloning matrix, once he gets it back from the Raoists, to rebirth Zod, while also having to focus on saving his kidnapped wife, Lara. But as allies perish, and the fate of this Krypton is revealed through a device at its heart, Kal-El must choose whether to return to the world he knows as home now, or to remain on this distant cousin to the one he was born on. Suffice to say, the story of Return to Krypton is unique and engrossing. The art can be choppy in places, being that it was varied from issue to issue through many different artists, and even the writing itself. I mean, there are certain moments where you're not sure if Jor-El and Lara know that Kal-El is their son, until that moment where finally they actually say, we do. But seeing Kal-El being able to reconnect with his family lineage and traverse and explore this wondrous new take on his home world was definitely an experience, and one that I highly recommend for anyone who is curious about Superman or who is a Superman fan. I'll be rating the Return to Krypton a 4.5 out of 5. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of Return to Krypton if you've read it. And otherwise, that'll be it for me. I hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.